Can corn chips and cheese sauce help you de-escalate a disturbance? Does it matter if a barricaded detainee prefers ground beef or black beans on their nachos? Can jalapenos help you create a connection with an individual in crisis? Yes! I remember it like it was just yesterday. Wait a minute, what fucking day is it? No, really, what day is it? Communicating is an art. The ability to converse, to gain compliance without violence is a beautiful thing. My wife calls it bullshitting. I call it cultivating a connection. I guess that kind of sounds like bullshit, don't it? But it works. It's effective. But that's just my perspective. So can I share a story? An example of how a polite conversation about a seemingly unimportant topic resulted in a peaceful resolution. Good! The other day I was contacted to make contact with a female that was refusing to go to court. She had refused before the previous day, but the judge was no longer going to take no for an answer. An order was signed, and if she didn't comply, staff was going to go in, restrain her, and make her go to court. So they called me, and they asked me to go talk to this gal to see if I could get her to voluntarily visit the judge. So I went. She was hunkered down, mattress against the door, windows covered, the whole 9 yards, right? But I could see her. She was peeking out at me just a little bit. So I kneeled down and introduced myself by my first name. And then I rolled into my usual script, right? What happened? Why are we upset? What's different about today? Why don't you want to go to court? Yada, yada, yada. And she gave me nada, nada, nada. She gave me nothing. Zip, zero, zilch. Have you ever tried to talk to somebody who refused to respond? It's maddening, especially if you're trying to connect, to achieve something. So I just started talking, rambling, fishing, trying to find something, some common ground. And then it happened. A breakthrough. A hit. I was talking about being hungry. And it was close to lunch, and I'm kind of a bigger guy, so the conversation was going to eventually go there. But I was talking about being hungry, and I told her that I was craving nachos. And when I said nachos, she looked up at me. Bingo! So I locked eyes and I kept talking about my nachos. I talked about the topping and the cheeses and the meats and the jalapenos, and she broke. It seems that she didn't like this imaginary plate of nachos that I was constructing, and she told me so. She said that my nachos wouldn't turn out right because I wasn't making them right. So I asked her, how does she like her nachos? And she told me. She told me that her grandma used to make all of the little kids a huge plate of nachos every time they would visit. She started talking about her grandma and the way that her grandmother would pile the toppings on the plate, and told me the order in which her grandmother would pile the toppings on the plate. Small talk, right? Just polite conversation about a seemingly unimportant topic. But what was actually happening was much more than that. It was a connection. Some common ground. So I dove in. I asked her about her grandmother and then asked her if she was from around here. She said that she was. She said that she had spent a lot of time at her grandmother's house growing up, and that her grandmother had died just a few years ago. We went on to talk about her grandmother and loss and family and how important it was to her. And then I asked her why she didn't want to go to court. And I pointed out that the quickest way to get home to her family, to those nachos, was to see the judge. She paused, she agreed, and she said that she'd go to court if I would stay with her until she was done. And I did. We walked down to the courtroom and talked the whole way. She shared with me her grandmother's secret nacho recipe, and I thanked her for talking to me. She went to court and was given time served. She was going home. She was happy, I was happy, and nobody got hurt. So can corn chips and cheese sauce help you de-escalate a disturbance? Does it matter if a barricaded detainee prefers ground beef or black beans on their nachos? Can jalapenos help you create a connection with an individual in crisis? Yes! Do you guys have a similar story, a similar experience where you maybe brought up something a little unorthodox to help you de-escalate or motivate an individual to get them to do what you needed them to do to avoid a violent conversation? If so, conversation or confrontation? If so, leave the comments in the box below. Just, you know where to put the comments. This is not your first YouTube video you've ever watched. All right, guys, if you like this video, if you found value in this video, straight punch that little like icon. Comment and share this content with anyone and everyone you think may be interested. And if you're looking for more correctional content, head on over to my Facebook page. I'll post the link in the description below so you know where to go. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be smart, stay safe, stay sane, And we'll talk soon.
Hey, hey, yo, hey, hey, yo, yo, hey, 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 yo, let's go.
All right, my wife's texting me. I gotta go eat dinner. She made chicken, sweet potatoes. I'm gonna get in trouble if this may be the last. If I don't get down there, the last YouTube video I'm ever gonna record. You know what I'm talking about?